Welcome to Broken Fate, a mystery horror otome where of course you have amnesia and a man boobily. Yay! You gotta try to piece together who you are, how you got here without dying or getting spooked by a tiny man. And as always, here are your content warnings. Now please enjoy yourselves.
Oh my god, his tits!
I'm sorry for everything I've done, and even for simply existing. But please, remember this. I will always be by your side, even when the chrysanthemum petals wither and turn to dust, even when our love is nothing but the broken pieces of our promise. Because no matter what happens, I will always belong to you. Day 1. Neat. The bell sounds. Something buzzes faintly in the back of your skull. Your body is heavy, as if you are trying to move through serum. As the buzzing sound gradually fades, your vision clears and your instinct is to rub your temple to ease the heaviness. A bed? Where am I?
I still don't know where I am.
You finally awakened.
Hi there?
Your heart almost burst when you register a figure at the edge of the bed. There sits a young man, his long hair softly cascading down his shoulders. You instinctively jolt upright, clutching the blanket tight against your chest to observe him. His calm demeanor holds no sign of danger, and a soft smile blooms on his face when your eyes meet, accentuating his ethereal beauty. The words tumble out before you can stop them. Who are you?
I'm Han, your husband.
Hi, Han.
He states plainly and calmly, as his smile retains, as if he expected your question. My husband? Your face suddenly gets hot from that notion. Yes, we have been married for a year and have lived here in the Lotus Pavilion together ever since.
What are we doing? What are we doing at the palace?
The room tilts slightly in your vision upon hearing his words, and your forehead wrinkles from the pain. A sharp realization flashes. You have no memory whatsoever of who you are, your past.
Also, despite how I look, I have little to no context of Chinese history. I know I should know these things. I would love to learn more about it, but I've not picked up any books about it just yet. I am planning on learning more about it soon though. But anyway,
of who you are, your past, of anything. Panic sets in. Why don't I remember anything?
who am I? Who am I? What am I? Why ask me to enter my name when I don't know who I am? Who? It's a lion.
Your name is Lion.
You accidentally fell down in the garden and hit your head.
The man says calmly, but a wisp of sadness passes over his expression. The doctor says your brain was affected and you will temporarily have trouble with remembering things and thinking clearly. But don't worry. The doctor says you will recover soon, if you're well taken care of.
I expected you to be out longer, but now since you've woken up and can talk to me like this, I feel so relieved.
You might even recover faster than expected. Let's try this. Do you remember who I am now?
You are the Lotus Pavilion. You are you. You are you. Wait. I need to. You are you. Yes, you are you. Yes.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe you need to rest more.
You are the Lotus Pavilion!
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe you need to rest more.
You are a toy! You are Han is you is Han.
You are... who?
See? You're recovering already. And,
His eyes linger on you for just long enough for you to notice a small spark in his eyes.
hearing you call me husband makes me so happy.
You lower your gaze to the blanket, flustered, but not before stealing one more glance at his face. Is it strange to think he's beautiful, like a living work of art? So beautiful, in fact, you still haven't quite grasped what it means for him to be your husband. If someone asks you to describe your ideal type, it would be him. That makes sense, doesn't it? You are married, after all. And yet, despite the warmth blooming in your cheeks, you strangely feel calm in his presence.
I know it's so confusing to suddenly not remember anything, but I promise you, I'll take good care of you.
Han reaches out to touch your hand. I let him touch my hand. For some reason, you freeze, letting his hand brush over the top of yours. The touch is cold at first, smooth, almost like porcelain, but warmth quickly blooms where your skins meet. Han looks pleased by the gesture.
I'm so grateful you trust me.
You could swear there's a glimmer of moisture in his eyes that makes your throat go dry. Nervous, you change the subject. When do you think I'll recover enough to go outside? Outside? You might have imagined it, but his eyes seem dark for a second, as if he didn't expect your question. Yeah, like outside of the mansion. What do you mean? Well, isn't going outside a benchmark for one's recovery? Oh, I see. The gentle smile comes back to his face. You will need more time to recover before doing that. But even when you gain full recovery, it's just... He hesitates.
Even before the accident, you didn't like going outside. You said you would rather spend all your time in our mansion.
You know, that sounds fair. I mean, if it's me, yeah, it sounds fair enough. But I would like to roll around in the grass from time to time.
I didn't like going outside? You desperately squeeze your brain, trying to dig up any memory of who you are, but find none. Disappointed, you let out a soft sigh. Seemingly noticing your grimace, Han offers a sympathetic smile. Oh, but don't you worry. If you want to go outside, I will make sure you recover fast enough to do so. Even though his words are comforting, something about the idea of going outside stirs a strange curiosity, like a switch has been flipped in your mind. You will.
Of course I will. My priority is to make sure you're happy.
But for now, you should get some rest. Han stands up from the bed. Where are you going? I'm going to my art studio to finish up an order from Merchant Lee. He's coming in 4 days to pick it up. Art studio? Yes. I'm an artist. I accept orders from all over the country. Calligraphy, painting, and my favorite, ceramic making. You're not sure why, but you blurt out the first thing that comes to your mind. You must be very talented. Without realizing that might sound like empty flattery, you bite your lips. I feel like that's more instinctual than anything. Cause yeah, this is like a yandere otome, yes. But it's still a mystery. And it's still a mystery that we're trying to piece together. And I'm gonna hold on to that thought. I completely lost my thought, by the way. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what your art looks like, but I just mean, I have a feeling you're very good at it. But instead of a wary expression you expect on Han's face, all you see is a light shade of rose rising over his cheeks. You think so? That makes me very happy. I'm going now. If you need anything, just call me. He looks back before stepping out of the door. I hope you'll be easy on yourself walking around the house. The garden is slippery this time of year when it rains often, and his eyes linger on you for a second.
Please don't come into the studio. There are a lot of broken ceramic pieces. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Suspicious.
Okay, whatever you say, buckaroo. And he left me alone.
Han softly closes the door. You sit on the bed, your mind still overwhelmed by all the information you were just fed, while listening to his footsteps fade into the background. I have a husband. I lost my memory by falling. You mumble those facts quietly, as if you're still trying to register them. It's logical for you to rest and accept those facts, as Han is your husband, and he seems so caring, so perfect. But there's a voice in the deepest part of your brain, so weak, whispers out that you should be curious, that you should restore your memory. Maybe there's something in here that will give me a clue of my past. Oh, I make a save. The vase. You pick up a beautiful ceramic vase next to the bed. Pretty sure this was made like in some 3D software, actually. I'm looking at it. Intricate blue chrysanthemum design wraps around the smooth ceramic so elegantly that, though abstract, one can still recognize the raw talent of the artist. This was probably made by Han. But now that I noticed, why do all the designs around this room have chrysanthemum motifs? Aren't chrysanthemums the flowers commonly used for funerals?
Am I dead?
Desk. Books of different sizes, neatly stacked upon each other. You mumble the names of the books one by one. The Art of Flowers. Lanterns in the Mist. A poem collection. These all seem to be art and poem books. A bound notebook with a blue cover catches your attention. The Day-to-Day of Lion.
Well, someone's been keeping track. It's my diary. I'm stalking me. You hastily flip through the pages, desperately scanning for anything special. There are not a lot of entries, just mundane day-to-day descriptions of what you did. Not much personal opinion or commentaries until your eyes fall on an entry. I told Han that my favorite flower was the chrysanthemum, and today he surprised me with a garden full of them in our backyard, planted in secret, all by himself. For that, I thank the gods for blessing me with such a loving husband. When was this? Your heart warms upon reading it. Han truly is a great husband, isn't he? As you flip through the pages again, something falls out the back of the book. A letter! To my esteemed friends and respected acquaintances, with heavy hearts, I write to inform you of the passing of my beloved parents, who departed from this world peacefully on the same day. I humbly invite you to attend the funeral rites, to be held on the first day of July, to honor their memory and pay final respects. Your presence will bring comfort to my grieving heart. With sincerity, Lion. My parents? They're dead? You feel a sharp ache throb in your chest. Though you don't know them, or more accurately, have no memory of them, the thought of your parents no longer being alive is almost too painful to bear. It's as if your body still remembers the grief your mind has forgotten. You sit there in a daze, lost in those thoughts and feelings, until something starts to tug at the edge of your awareness. Both the letters and the notebook, though the characters are legible, share a certain unevenness, a slight lack of precision. It's subtle but unmistakable.
almost as if the person who wrote them, you, was left-handed. You look down at your hands. I feel like I'm right-handed. Strange.
Wait. What? Oh, hey, wait, hold up. Okay, hold up. So this is my desk. What? Wait, hang, hold on. Writing found on your desk is written with the left hand. Merchant Lee. Merchant said to come in 4 days. Your parents died on the same day. When? On the same... Okay, both of them died on the same day. Also, I noticed, like, the spider... I think they're spider lilies. I forgot what they're called. You fell down in the garden and hit your head. Yours and Han's home. Han says he's your husband of 1 year. Still makes sense. But, like, the layout of the room... It's still hard for me to guess whether I'm, like, left or right-handed. Also, like, considering the quill is on the right... I would imagine that, like, if this is my room, like, I would have written with my right hand. But anyway.
You take a closer look at the artwork lining the walls. Paintings and calligraphy scrolls of various sizes are carefully arranged, each adorned with elegant decorative touches. Most of them feature chrysanthemums as the central motifs. But wait. Tucked into the corner of a striking red scroll, you notice something unusual. Tiny markings that don't resemble poetry at all. These are numbers. You murmur the digits aloud, trying to piece together as you read.
Oh, come on! What? I'm going to need to write that down! Okay, I genuinely have no idea what the numbers mean. Maybe we'll get a clue for, like, what the cipher is later on, but anyway.
But these numbers make no sense to you at all. Suddenly, an overwhelming pain bursts in your skull. The ground spins, and you clutch the edge of the desk to stabilize yourself. Your mind is empty from the intense pain. Footsteps rush into the room. Lion! You fall down, but Han catches you. He gently guides you to the bed and sits you down. Han.
It's okay. I'm here.
My head. My heart hurts so much. You press the back of your hand on your temple, hoping the coolness will lessen the ache. Wait here. I'll be right back.
Well, that was fast.
Han comes back with a bowl of liquid in his hand. The faint herbal scent from it floats through the air. The doctor told me to give you this medicine whenever you have a headache. It'll help.
Headache medicine? Medicine. Prescribed by the doctor to help with your headache. Oh, no, I don't trust this.
Yes, based on the prescription. I bought the ingredients and prepared it myself. I want to make sure that you have the best care.
No, you should take it before it's cold.
You hesitate, eyes fixed on the bowl. Smoke still rises steadily from it, curling into the air and clouding the space around it, much like the way your thoughts fog your mind. Pushing the ache aside, you give in to your curiosity, drawn to the clue you've just uncovered.
What? The number merchant by what? I don't think I can choose that. Handwriting the number. Handwriting. Oh, maybe? Parents? Wait, hang on, wait. What were you talking about? Apparently we could just ask him something here. Like, I don't know what to ask about. I don't know what's the most suspicious. He's not gonna say anything about a medicine, that's for sure. Like, the fact that my parents died, like, is probably something to be concerned about. What about the handwriting, though?
The writing on the desk. There's something wrong with it. What are you talking about? Han's face remains calm. Too calm. His soft smile still blooms gently, like it always does. Unchanging. Serene. And for the first time, it makes your skin crawl. That smile. Why does it feel so out of place now? The headache presses deeper, like a vice tightening against your skull. It makes it harder to think, harder to stay grounded. They were written by someone left-handed. But look at me. I'm right-handed. You lift your hand instinctively, almost as if to prove it to yourself. The pen felt natural in your right hand. You were left-handed before the accident. Perhaps the damage caused.
That is not true. Like, the quill is on the right.
You snap, cutting him off before he can finish. You don't realize how loud your voice has gotten. The words just burst out, raw and sharp. No accident can change someone's natural writing habit. Not like that. Not something so deeply ingrained, and apparently I am very well read. You rise from your seat, your movement sudden, your breathing shallow. You can feel your heartbeat thudding in your ears. I don't know why you're lying to me, but I don't feel okay here. I'm going outside. Wait, please. Please calm down. You need to take your medicine first.
No, I won't. Why am I crashing out? I mean, yes, I have every reason to be suspicious of the medication, but still.
You don't even hesitate this time. Your arm lashes out and knocks the bowl from his hands. It crashes to the floor with a sound that seems to echo for too long. Ceramic shatters into countless shards, and the dark liquid spills out in slow, deliberate rivulets across the wooden platform, seeping into the grain like something rotten. Han doesn't move. He only stares at the mess, then at you. His voice trembles. Please, you need to take your medicine. He sounds desperate, but it only makes you more uneasy. A part of you still wants to trust him, but another part, buried deep and trembling, is screaming to run. I need to get out of here. You clutch the edge of the doorway for support. The world feels off balance, like the room itself is suddenly tilting. But you grit your teeth and push past him, determined to reach the door. But just as your foot crosses the threshold, a bolt of pain explodes through your skull. Your knees buckle. You hit the floor hard, the breath knocked out of your lungs. Your limbs twist uselessly beneath you, spasms overtaking your body. You can't breathe. You can't think. All you can do is gasp, your chest convulsing, as though your body is trying to remember how to live. Your vision blurs, the room spins, and through the haze, you see them. The shattered pieces of the bowl, scattered like chrysanthemum petals on the floor. Above them, Han stands, motionless. You need to take your medicine. His eyes are glossy, and tears stream down his face, but he doesn't come closer. You see the agony carved into his delicate features. And then, everything goes dark. You fade into the void of oblivion. What was once shaped with care now lies scattered, too broken to mend. Game over.
Cracked vow ending. What? Excuse me? Wait, you're telling me if I call him out on his bullshit, I die? Why? Why? Like, okay, do I ask about the medicine? I'll ask about the medicine.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe you need to rest more.
What? What? My parents? My parents are dead!
Could you tell me about my parents? Your parents? A trace of unease grazes Han's face. I saw a letter about their funeral.
I see. It'd be natural for one to be curious about their own parents.
Han gazes at an unseen point in the room. His lips press into a quick, almost sad smile before speaking. They both passed away from getting a contagious lung infection very soon after I moved to the Lotus Pavilion.
I trust Han even less now.
You moved to this mansion. Does that mean it's not your family's? No, this mansion is your family's. I was merely a poor son-in-law who had nothing in his name but his artistic talent and his love for their daughter. Han brings his gaze back to you, and in them burns something fierce, something between tenderness and desperation. You gaze downward. Living with one's wife's parents is not a norm, and is usually looked down upon in our society. I know what you think. It might not be the most socially acceptable position for me to be in, but your parents treated me with nothing but kindness, and I viewed them as my own parents.
When they passed, us both were devastated.
But Han smiles again. The spark in his eyes persists.
That's why we were so close. We only have each other. You and me. Us. Here.
Now that you know about your parents, would you take the medicine? He picks up the bowl from the desk and stirs the liquid with the ceramic spoon. You quickly notice there are chrysanthemum motifs even on the spoon. Right. The headache.
Go on. I wouldn't want you to suffer pain.
You obediently nod. Han brings the spoon to your lips. The warm liquid fills your mouth and runs down your throat. Your tongue involuntarily savors the bitter taste with a hint of sweetness. And he was right. The medicine quickly replaces the throbbing in your forehead with a feeling of ease. I hope you feel better now. It's getting late. You should go to sleep. Go to sleep. You glance down at the mattress, and the realization hits you. You two are husband and wife. Don't husbands and wives share the same bed? Your face flushes with heat. The bed. Oh, that. Han's face also flushes with a rosy shade, but he quickly smiles and waves his hand. Oh, don't worry about it. You and I share a bed, but for your comfort, the bed is yours for now. I will sleep in the studio. You will? Is that all right?
Of course. I promise to make you feel as comfortable as I can, right?
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
Of course. Anything for my wife. Good night now. I'll see you in the morning, alright?
All right. After Han leaves, you spread out the mattress, letting sleep take over you. The smell of herbal medicine still gently weaves through the room. Wow.
Hey, yo, why is that loud?
Your peaceful sleep is disturbed by a faint creak. What's that noise? You blink awake, heart ticking a little faster. Another sound follows, a soft groan of wood. It's a door. It's being opened. Slowly, just a crack. You stay still, listening. The darkness stretches thick across the room, and you can't see past the doorframe, but you feel it, that prickling weight of being watched. Something is there, just beyond the threshold. You hold your breath, trying to hear more, but there's nothing. No footsteps, no whisper, just silence. Maybe I'm imagining it. It's nothing. You turn onto your side, pull the blankets up to your chin. The room is cold now. Your body is tense, but you squeeze your eyes shut and try to let it all fade. You force yourself back to sleep, even when that feeling lingers, heavy and quiet in the dark. To be continued. Okay, sure.
Wait, but day two? Wait, I thought you said to be continued! Wait, hang on! Wait! Your eyes gradually open from the sun rays filtering through the window. Your mind and body are slightly exhausted from a restless night.
Good morning, my darling.
Huh?
Han's face above the bed startled you. I thought it was over!
Wait, I'm glad that's still going on, but when you say to be continued, I would expect that, like the demo ends there, but, this is a welcome surprise. Sure. How long have you been here?
Han gestures his head towards the tray of food on the desk. I came to bring you breakfast, but you were still asleep. I didn't want to wake you up.
But I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy looking at you sleeping so peacefully.
Heat rushes to your cheeks.
He was watching me sleep.
Now, would you eat breakfast? I made it just for you.
Thank you!
As you watch Han reaching for the hot steamed bun, you suddenly remember what happened last night. Hey, I couldn't sleep much last night. Something strange happened. What strange thing?
I'm gonna say...
The door opened in the middle of the night. I was sleeping and suddenly heard someone open the door. Han, still peeling the paper from underneath the steamed bun, smiles at you nonchalantly.
Huh, don't worry about that. It was probably Anne, our servant.
We have a servant?! This information feels like a shock to you, as you assumed it was just you and Han living here.
Yeah, An was a servant for your parents. Now he's still living with us.
Why was he here?
He tends to go around and clean hallways at night. Perhaps he accidentally opened your door. I asked him so many times to be careful with the doors, yet he still doesn't listen. A hint of annoyance passes Han's face, but it is quickly replaced by his returned joyfulness. But don't you worry. I'll tell him again. No one should disturb my beautiful wife's sleep. Now eat. He hands you the steamed bun and you take a bite. There is something chalky about the texture of the bun, but you were still able to force it down.
I don't trust your pal! I do not trust your pal!
There was no need to be rude about such a thoughtful gesture from him.
The pal should not be chalky!
Cooking for you and taking care of you.
Since you finished eating, would you like to go to the garden with me?
I can finally touch grass? The garden?
Yeah, fresh air is important for your recovery. Besides, it has always been your favorite place in the mansion. He gives you a playful wink.
Think about it as a date.
You know, why do I have a feeling that he's not actually my husband?
A date. Of course. No pressure, though. You can decide if you want to go on a date with me or go around the mansion on your own if you wish.
There's a DLC. I can pick the DLC. I want the DLC. DLC coming soon! The DLC. Oh, fine! Fine! No then! Damn! I want to go make a save and go to the garden.
You peek through the window. The sun is shining. Birds chirp lazily from the garden walls. It's the kind of weather that seems to nudge you gently outside. Besides, your gaze falls on Han again. The joy in his eyes makes him almost resemble a puppy, and it would feel like a shame to turn down someone who's been so nice to you. Let's go. Han guides you through the hallway towards the entrance from the lobby.
I kind of love the aesthetic of like what they have going on with the backgrounds here. It really reminds me of like a lot of like traditional like Chinese cartoons. As you walk, your mind quietly tries to absorb your surroundings, the layout of the mansion, the way the corridors twist and connect. Though your memory isn't accessible at the moment, something about all of it feels terribly familiar. As if your body knows, even if your mind doesn't, that yes, you do live here in the Lotus Pavilion. Speaking of which, why is it called the Lotus Pavilion, Han? You turn to him, asking just as you step into the garden.
All I've seen around the house are chrysanthemum decorations.
Oh, that.
Well, before your parents passed, they used to decorate the place with lotuses. I heard your mother especially loved them, but... Han hesitates. His eyes shift towards you, studying your reaction. After they passed, I personally asked the servants to change everything, because you like chrysanthemums. Just because of me. Isn't that a little disrespectful to the previous owners? To your parents? He gives a small shake of his head. No, I don't think so. If your parents were alive, I'm sure they would have approved in a heartbeat. Because he turns to you, fully now. His hair catches the sunlight, strands glowing like gold. Isn't that proof that I love their daughter very, very much? His eyes meet yours, bright and unwavering. Your throat tightens into a small knot. You're not sure how to respond. And yet, your chest flutters. Something you recognize as the sincerity in his eyes, whether you want to or not. I mean, I could die at any time, which sucks here. Oh! Wait, what did you say? Oh my god. Do you now? Do you? Do you what? I forgot. You stutter, the words slipping out before he can stop them. And instantly, you feel a little silly for even asking. From everything you've seen so far, how gently Han speaks to you, how carefully he cares for you, it's clear that he means what he says. Noticing your clumsy question, likely a defense mechanism for your own awkwardness, Han chuckles. Of course, silly. That's why I'm so happy you agreed to go on a date with me today. I would love to spend every second of my life by your side. If only I didn't have to meet deadlines for my ceramic commissions. He lets out a light sigh and glances at the tea tray already set on the table, inviting. Steam curls into the air, its warmth blending with the scent of fresh grass. You both sit down at the bamboo table, and Han reaches for the teapot. With practiced grace, he tilts it towards your cup with one hand, while the other gently holds his sleeve back to keep it from getting in the way. You quietly watch him, momentarily dazed by how skillfully he moves, like the tea itself is just another expression of his artistry. No different from the ceramics scattered beautifully throughout the house. The serene scene calms you, but before long, curiosity crashes into your thoughts like waves against a still shore. Han, would you tell me more about yourself? I want to get to know you. Me? There's nothing interesting about me, really. He says it casually, still focused on pouring the tea, not meeting your eyes. That's not true. You're clearly a talented artist. You must have interesting stories. I'm happy you think so. That you think I'm a good artist. His eyes curve into thin crescents, and his smile stretches from ear to ear. Yet, you can still detect a faint trace of unease on his face, though he quickly smooths that out. What do you want to know? Why did you become an artist? What was your childhood like? How did we meet? Why did you become an artist? Not everyone can become a great artist. You're sure of that. It takes a certain kind of passion, and the kind that drives someone to spend years mastering their craft. Han must be one of those people, right? Me? Become an artist? A flicker of surprise crosses his face, like he didn't expect that question. He glances at you, then shifts his gaze towards some unseen point on the horizon. I guess I didn't have much of a choice. What do you mean? Well, sometimes you're just born with certain traits. Even if you spend your time doubting whether you truly have talent, you still feel pulled towards it. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but it's like I was born with it. Like the gods meant for me to be an artist. So, you don't actually like making art? Han shrugs. Honestly, not really. I don't mind it, though, because his eyes drift back to you, soft and steady. I know you like my art, and I could use it to make you happy. Your heart stirs. You remember the diary entry you read earlier, and what Han said about replacing the lotus motifs with chrysanthemums, just because you like them. He'd made vases and paintings of them too, all just for you. Han takes a calm sip of tea and lets out a quiet sigh.
Sorry if that felt heavy. I don't really like talking about the past, unless it's a memory we share.
It's alright. I appreciate you telling me. His story lingers in your chest like a warm ember. It makes you feel lighter somehow, closer to him. This is what you know about Han so far. He's your husband. He's gentle and attentive. A talented artist with a tragic human past that shaped him into someone sincere and kind. All of it makes you feel more at ease in his care.
But we're not here just to talk about the past, are we? Your mind is still recovering. We should be doing things to relax it. Like this.
He crouches and plucks a small cluster of daisy flowers from the garden path.
Do you know how to make a flower hairpin?
Maybe not.
Here.
With delicate fingers, he begins weaving the petals and stems together into a pin-like shape. Whoa, that's beautiful. You really are crafty. You're genuinely impressed. The way he shapes the tiny blossoms into something so graceful feels effortless, natural.
Now, your turn.
You press your lips together, focusing intently as you try to mimic the way his fingers moved. But your own flower pin ends up a bit uneven, a little lopsided and clumsy. I'm sorry, this really isn't my forte. Instead of disappointment, Han beams at you.
It's perfect. Come on, put it in my hair.
He gestures to his ear expectantly. No, it's so ugly. It's not even worthy of your beautiful hair.
Don't say that. I'm not worthy of any gift my beloved wife makes for me. Now come on, put it on.
You hesitate, reaching out towards his soft, silky hair with careful fingers, afraid to mess it up. But as soon as the crooked flower pin brushes against him, Han's eyes lift to yours. You freeze. Then he speaks, voice quiet.
Can you touch me with your hand?
Pardon?
Your hand still hovers in the air, suspended, but the look in his eyes, soft, longing, almost desperate, pins you in place.
I really miss your touch.
Of course I'm gonna touch him. Don't deny him. Am I going to edge him?
No, I'm pretty sure this is gonna lead to a terrible ending. I'm gonna touch him. His request, though sudden, carries a strange magnetic pull. You wonder, would it really hurt to touch him? Just once with your bare hand. Okay.
Okay, that is a face. That is definitely a face.
You reach for his cheek, and he leans into your touch, obediently, as if he's been waiting for this moment forever. The instant your skin meets his, a shiver courses through your body. A fluttering sensation shoots up your arm, spreading down your spine. A rush caught between warmth and cold, making your heart pound uncontrollably. The golden rays of the summer sun seem to linger on his face, and for a moment, time itself feels suspended. Han speaks, his voice barely above a whisper.
Thank you. I needed this so much.
He leans in further, pressing his cheek into your palm, as if trying to absorb your warmth into his very being.
I wish time would stop right here. I didn't have to return to the studio.
He gently nudges against your hand one last time, then places a soft kiss on your palm before slowly letting go. I need to finish my work, but thank you, truly, for spending time with me today. Feel free to wander around the mansion. Just be careful. Your body is still weak. I'll bring you some medicine later. All right. With that, Han's footsteps fade into the background. You finish your tea and decide to walk around the garden. Curious about the lotus pond, you step closer to the edge. So, there are still some lotuses left in the mansion after all. The vibrant pink blooms sway gently on the water, the colors glowing under the sun. You become lost in the sight until a sudden creak breaks the quiet. From across the pond, something stirs. Your eyes snap towards it. Something small, blue and white, moving.
Is that a doll?
It scurries, jerky, almost unnatural, ducking behind the thick reeds before it could get a better look. You instinctively move around the pond, trying to follow, heart racing.
Wait!
But by the time you reach the other side, it's gone. Nothing remains except the rustling of bushes where it vanished. You push aside the leaves, searching, but there's no trace, as if it were never there. Panting, you look down at your hand. There's a smudge on your palm, dark, damp, almost like mud? No, it's not just mud. It's thicker, grainy, clay. I must have touched the ground at some point. Should you go wash it off or continue to walk around?
I go bathroom. I have a feeling this is gonna lead to a very bad end. I think I'm made of clay.
How unruly. I'm bothered by getting dirt all over me. You notice buckets of clean water readily prepared in the corner of the bathroom. Han must have prepared this for me. After filling the tub, you take off your clothes and submerge yourself in the water. The coolness envelops you, easing the summer heat and the tension in your shoulders. You relax. In the corner of your eye, you notice a shovel hanging on the wall. Strange. Why is there a shovel here? You shrug. Who knows? It would be too much to have things super organized all the time. You start scrubbing the clay on your skin with a loofah made from a dried squash. But no matter what you do, the clay does not disappear.
I have a feeling I'm made of clay.
The hell? You scrub harder, panicking.
Get off me!
You're determined to scrub even harder until the loofah scratches you and then scrapes you. Blood starts to flow from the cut on your skin, yet you don't feel pain at all. You feel your head heat up, panic rising in your throat. Crimson red liquid begins to seep into the water, but for some strange reason, that only makes you panic and scrub even harder. You need to get the dirt off your skin. And quicker than you know, the tub is filled with red. You jolt awake, gasping for air. The water around you is still clear. It seems like you were dreaming. You blink rapidly, heart pounding, the clay on your skin gone.
I have a feeling I did die there. Probably, I don't know.
No blood, no dirt, just your bare, clean skin. Was that a nightmare? You sigh deeply, pressing a hand to your chest to steady your breath. Slowly, you rise from the tub and reach for the towel. The fabric brushes softly against your skin. As you dry yourself off, your fingers still trembling from the lingering panic. As you move to grab your robe, something on the wall catches your attention. Beautifully painted scrolls line the tiled wall. The silk fabric smooth and rich with color. Detailed scenes of mountains, gardens in bloom, birds in flight, and elegant deer. You step closer, eyes drawn to the bottom corners of each scroll. There, in elegant calligraphy, is a name. Your name. Again, it's my name. These paintings are beautiful. Even the calligraphy characters are neat, as if drawn by someone masterful. Were these made by me? After putting on your clothes, you lethargically walk back to your room. Thoughts about what you saw boggle your mind. If those paintings you saw were truly yours, you must have been a wonderful painter. As though that notion is something that deserves to be celebrated. You hate yourself for not remembering anything about your past, about the person you were. What if those memories will never come back? Would you forever lose the version of yourself from before the accident? As you enter the bedroom, a familiar figure has been waiting for you. Han? What are you doing here? I'm here to bring your medicine. Han raises up the bowl of medicine in his hand. You cast a slow gaze towards the window, where the sun's rays have waned in the glowy red sunset. I guess it's time already. Han slowly approaches you. How was your day? Did you have fun exploring? I'm gonna look at my clues real quick. Hold up. He says he's my husband. This is my parents' mansion. Okay, the Han moved in. I fell in the garden and hit my head. You mean the same garden as before? Beautiful painting in the house seems to have been created by you. Parents, they have contagious lung disease. Art merchants coming in 3 days, actually. Let's see. The doll, ceramic doll running in the garden. Handwriting, something about a servant. I think I should definitely ask about myself, like the paintings I made. There's like 3 clues which I've not picked up yet. But we'll see. How was your day? Did you have fun exploring? Fun? Sure. Your mind drifts to the events earlier today. It was a strange day at the least, and you've become even more confused. What's wrong? You look unwell. Well, it's just... You really want to ask Han? Mainly about the paintings, actually, like if possible. But the doll is very weird. You know, I have a feeling asking about the doll is going to trigger a bad end. I have a feeling it will trigger a bad ending. So, yeah. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe you need to rest more. Come on! Okay, about the paintings then. Was I an artist, Han? You blurt out, determined to learn about your past. A hint of unease passes Han's face. Why do you ask? The paintings on the wall. They're so beautiful. If I were the one who made them, I'd love to know that. I see. Yes, of course. You were a talented painter. Han smiles. I adore your art so much. You expected a longer answer from him, but that seems to be the end of his comment. Why didn't you mention it before? Well, I thought I shouldn't overwhelm you with too much information and let your memory naturally recover to not cause you a headache. Right. Speaking of which, it's time to take your medicine. He brings the ceramic bowl up and blows off the steam coming out of it. Your headache will get worse if you don't drink it before it cools. You glue your gaze back to the medicine bowl. So your mind is still bothered by Han's vague answers and still has so many more questions. You want to believe that he's right. Dwelling too much into the past will cause nothing but stress and anxiety. You nod, accept his bowl, and drink it. The bitter liquid runs down your throat, the scent of herbs gradually absorbed by your senses. A flowy, comfortable feeling spreads through your body, easing the tension you just had in your forehead. Han gently takes the bowl from you. You did a good job, darling. He smiles. Now, why don't you get some rest? We can spend more time together tomorrow. I have some work I need to take care of tonight. The moment Han leaves the room, you flop onto the mattress, letting the coolness of the blanket devour your whole body. Your mind runs wild with several questions and suspicions, memories that don't align, paintings that feel both yours and not yours, and the ever-present bitterness of the medicine. Thoughts churn restlessly until they tangle and blur, tugging at you with quiet whispers. Your mind, still tangled in doubt, finally exhausts itself and slips into a nice, mellow sleep. Well, Oh, it's not over. In the stillness of the night, a faint sound stirs you from sleep. Your eyes blink open, adjusting to the darkness. Oh, not again! The door to your room groans as it slowly begins to open. Who's there? From where you lay, You can just make out the sliver of movement.
A small shadow cast across the wooden floor, stretching closer.
Your breath catches. It's the ceramic doll. The same one you saw in the garden. You start to push yourself up, heart thudding. But the moment your eyes meet its hollow gaze, it begins to tremble. With a violent shudder, the doll splinters apart, exploding into hundreds of jagged clay fragments that scatter across the floor like broken teeth. You freeze, chest tight, pulse racing. What you do? I'm gonna go inspect. You throw the blanket off and step out of bed, your legs shaky beneath you. Each step towards the shattered doll feels heavy, like you're wading through a dream. But when you reach it, you freeze. There is nothing. No doll. No broken pieces scattered across the floor. You blink in confusion, your hand reaching out to touch the smooth wood of the floor, half expecting it to crumble beneath your fingers. There is no trace that anything was here. Oh, now that was the end of the demo. Cool.
So that was the demo for Broken Fate. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. We will be picking up where we left off, like, once the full game releases. I am genuinely curious to see, like, what is going on in this story, because, like, there seems to be a lot of moving parts going on here, and I would genuinely want to actually, like, go down and try to hunt for, like, the true ending for this game, because it's just fascinating to me. I love myself a good mystery, and this is shaping out to be a very exciting release. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to support the devs in the description below. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.